Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel. Once again, we have another week worth of video for you. Today's going to be a talkie. There's not going to be a lot of beautiful scenery or anything like that. Marvy and I are in Vegas still. We just came off from Lake Mead, hanging out with some friends, caught a bunch of fish, had some great fish fries with a couple friends of ours, and had a great time. However, we're going to be here probably for the next week, stuck in town with all of this. There's a lot of things we have to do. We're staying tonight at yet another truck stop called Morton's Family Travel Center or something like that. We kind of bounce between here and the Pilot Truck Stop, which is about a mile up the road, and then there's also a restaurant that allows us to park in their parking lot too. So we kind of bounce around between the three. But anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about the greatest lie in America today, or what I say, the greatest fallacy in America today. And that is not what you think. It's actually, in my opinion, job security. The greatest fallacy or the greatest myth in America is job security. People miss out on so many things in their life because they're under the impression that they have job security. Now, I think most people have learned as a result of COVID that there really is no certainty in anything except, of course, death and taxes. But job security, there's not a lot of job security. Now, before I go any further, I know a lot of you have worked in the same place for 20 years or 30 years, put in your time, got paid, have your pensions, and are completely happy. And that's really, for most people, that's really true. Absolutely. But it's important for people to understand that the main function of a business is to make money. And that is what a business is supposed to do. So if having you as an employee, having you have a pension, having you paid well and happy is making the company money, you're set. However, most of the time, if things need to be cut corners, they will cut you in a heartbeat. They will put you out. And this is just something you really, really have to understand. And so why is that important? And again, I'm not trying to apologize for what I'm saying, but I know before any of you write in and say, oh, that's not true, everybody's a little different. But generally that idea, and I have seen it, I'm almost 64, and I have seen it time and time again. I've had a friend that worked for HP right before he was going to retire. Bam, they cut him, then hired him back as a contractor. I've seen people in the military cut short. I have seen people lose their jobs in the post office, in factories. I worked in North Carolina where a whole town worked for generations at a mill. And that mill decided they could make more money elsewhere, and they shut down, leaving this whole town without a primary employer. So why am I bringing this up? And it's that I want you to quit your job and tell your employer, see ya, and buy a van or a minivan or a box truck or an RV or a trailer and move into it and live off the land. And no, absolutely not. I'm just saying, put things in perspective, okay? If you're given if you're working in a job or a warehousing job, or you're a manager at McDonald's or something like this, and you get this great opportunity to go on an adventure, go on that adventure. Don't worry about it. And here's the thing is, you guys are watching this video. You're watching me, which means you know about electricity, you know about computers, you know about the internet. In other words, you've passed probably the Louisiana State Literacy Test at least, and you are probably intelligent enough to be able to find another job if your adventure doesn't work out. But I would encourage people that if it comes between your current job and some major adventure or wonderful thing in your life, really think about that. Really consider what's important. And you might have heard this said, but I have never ever heard anybody on their deathbed, lying there, and with the last breath of their life say, I wish I spent more time at the office. I really do. Doesn't happen. Okay, so live your dreams, have your adventures. Don't be afraid of getting another job, because really your boss isn't going to be afraid to fire you if it's going to benefit the business. And I think we all have learned an important lesson about job security with COVID. You know, even businesses through no fault of their own may have to shut down and lay you off. So that's all I really want to say about the subject. Isn't that you should quit your job or you should distrust anybody, but just put it in perspective with what life is really about. You know, some people will work jobs they don't like, and they'll work and work, and because they're not really happy with their job, they'll buy things. You know, well, I'm going to be successful, so I'm going to buy a car or invest in this. Now you got payments to make. It's like you don't really own this stuff. You know, if you look at a lot of these people in beautiful homes and nice cars, 99% of them don't own them. They're not successful. They're just deep in debt with the bank, and then they have to go to work to kind of satisfy those materialistic things. So well, I don't want to comment on materialism or minimalism or any of that stuff. I do have a video on that. If you want to watch it, it's right up here somewhere. Check that out. But my whole point is very simple. The greatest myth in America, the greatest fallacy, is job security. People will miss out on some great opportunities simply because they're afraid to quit their job. So that's just something to think about. Why don't you let me know what you think about that? Tell me your experiences. I'd love to read them. I do make a lot of comments whenever I can. Be polite or I 86 you. I don't tolerate a lot of negative or nasty stuff on my channel. But if you've got some constructive criticisms or you disagree, let's have that conversation. But I'd love to hear what you think about the idea of job security. And that's going to be it for this week. Just a short little talk on that, because it's something that's really important to me, and one of my strongest beliefs is that in America there's no such thing as job security. Okay, so thanks for watching. We'll see you guys down the road. Bye-bye.